I should probably have the microphone in front of me since I'm gonna need that. What up, guys? Some big life events and major moments coming up over the course of the next or past few days, as well as within this episode that I'll share with you guys. But before I get too deep in that, I want to wish my business coach, Cody Dakota Wooten, the happiest of birthdays. This dude has helped me so much along my journey with regards to what I'm doing, what I'm trying to accomplish, and so much things. And I just want to say thank you. Eventually, I'll feature in one of these videos. You get to learn more about him, meet him, and see why I thank him and show him so much gratitude because he's my coach. Next on my life updates, obviously a pretty solid big announcement. I applied and got accepted too. I was shocked I got accepted because some people don't ever get accepted. To compete at the Head of the Charles Regatta coming up in October. This is apparently one of the biggest and most difficult head races in the US and possibly the world. So kind of in for that. A head race, for those of you who have been watching or are new to this channel and or rowing, a head race is a style of racing where you kind of row into it. It's kind of like a running start versus a different race style where you kind of start at a static position and then just go from there. So head race, and they're also longer than the standard race that I just mentioned, where you have a dead stop start and then you get going. Well, since I was fortunate enough to have this opportunity, it means my training is about to get even more intense. My coach, Taylor Brown, who was featured in a different episode, definitely go check that one out, introduced more 2 days of training cycle. So normally I already train 6 days a week and usually had two, max 3 2 days. I now have 4 2 days within my training program. So 2 of those days involve extra biking. I don't have like a regular like pedal bike. I have an assault bike, which is could be harder, could be less hard, depending on how you look at it. I like it because it still allows me to use my upper body and get that going. So these workouts are hard, and trust me when I tell you, I'm feeling very beat up, and it's only week one. And obviously, like I'm gonna try this new video editing thing, guys, where I transition into rowing videos while I'm talking. So I'm not going to be commenting on as much as my rowing stroke. Possibly, we'll see throughout the video. So if you see like a cool transition, give me praise for that because I worked really hard to learn how to do that. But yeah, guys, Coach Alex, he had a brief cameo last episode, has made me level up my game as far as my practices are going. So as a single sculler, the elite rowers that I know and that I've come into contact with are as fast as most men's masters doubles or are faster than. So I'm being put up against those kind of doubles during practice. So essentially, like some of these practices, you'll see me in a boat by myself and other people in doubles, and they're beating my butt. But the goal is hopefully one day they will not be able to do so. But yeah, so this past week I had one doubles practice where I was against a practice against one double where it was like an AT piece. AT essentially means anaerobic threshold. So training above like steady state, what we'd call it, which is like a nice, smooth, easy heart rate, no intervals, not difficult, or not as difficult. So I got like a 10-second head start and had to stay in front of them for an entire 8 minutes, which was very, very hard, but I thought I did pretty well. So it was kind of cool and proud of myself for that. We also had a 5K test last week and it went poorly, partially as far as what I expected and what I thought I normally could do. But my coach Taylor told me that he's like, hey, you got a baseline. We compare it against future progress. My theory about why I performed so poorly is that I just got off a cut. I got to the lowest weight that I'd gotten in a long time, 212 pounds. I lost 8 pounds in total, and it just felt like I didn't have the gas to take that I normally did. And for those of you who don't know how weight loss can affect your performance, the human body is not like a gas tank in a car, where if you have a full tank of gas or a half tank of gas, you can go the same speed. It's more like a balloon. So a full blown up balloon will go a lot farther than a half blown up balloon. Yeah, oh well. I'll probably show the 5K as far as it'll because the 5K is a really long test, guys. So it'll probably be a time-lapse video. And you get to see me and my boy Leo struggle. So big shout out to the homie Leo for struggling through the 5K with me. He said it's not as difficult or not as like not mind-boggling, but not as mentally challenging as surviving a 2K. I don't know. I beg to differ. We were both gassed after that and laying on the ground. I also spent some time speaking at another anime convention this weekend, guys. Specifically, it's called Colossalcon Texas. The last 2 times I've attended this con, definitely been a blast, but this most recent time I didn't have as much fun personally. The panel times in which I presented weren't, in my opinion, ideal. And of course, someone can argue that we didn't specify times we could have done. We could have said no. and maybe we'll do that in the future. I don't know. It just wasn't as fun paneling. I feel like I got shafted with as far as like my time slots, and hopefully that won't be the same next year. But oh well, I feel like we put a lot of time and effort into our presentations and to get those time slots. Like I said, I'm in my feels about it, but I'll be an adult, swallow my pride this time, and just know that I will complain or have rebuttals or things like that in the future. But in about 2 weeks, I will have another convention. It'll be San Japan, which will be even more fun. We're doing 2 panels at San Japan. Should be pretty fun. Hopefully, see even more cosplayers, bigger. It's a much bigger event by comparison to Colossalcon. And last time we did it was like 2 years ago, and the room was packed. It was huge, and it was such a good time. And I'm hoping for like a repeat of that. So that's coming up in 2 weeks. I'll get to show you guys that, and of course, throughout this episode, I'm gonna show you guys some cool photos that I got from this weekend as far as like cosplays. I met a guy from my last convention, DreamCon, and his name is Brett Garamella. I might feature him on there because in some point in time this episode, because he's become a homie. He's a photographer. He's a good connect. Does street photography. He built all these courses. Cool dude. So I'll hopefully get to collab with him and some stuff. And then of course I made some other cool nerd friends. I met a guy who his name is Adrian. He did a Vegeta cosplay. Obviously I was Broly, so we had to get a couple photos together. And it was just cool once again to see like a bunch of cool cosplayers, and meet and greets and meet my fellow nerds. It was definitely a good time. Definitely enjoyed that part of Colossalcon for sure. And yeah, guys, that's this episode as far as questing with Quadfather. Hopefully you guys enjoyed learning more about what happened this week and what is to come. I forgot one thing I'm gonna do at the end of this episode is introduce my childhood best friend Alexei. We grew up together. It's probably my fault that he doesn't work out anymore because I traumatized him one of our workouts as a kid. Forgive me, Alex. But you'll get to meet him, see his perspective on me and about me. I try not to watch these videos and learn with you guys about what these people say about me and think about me as we do it. So you'll get to see that homie as well, and as at the tail end of this episode, and see what he has to say about me and his viewpoint. Like I said, I think it's really cool. It's one thing for me to tell you guys about myself. It's another thing to hear for you guys to hear about me from a different perspective. I really like to enjoy that. I'm not on an island for the success. I'll never complain. I never claim to be self-made. I constantly receive help. I constantly receive support. I'm so glad I have the systems that I have to help me achieve what I'm trying to achieve. And like I said, I'd be a little screwed without these guys. So very, very grateful for these guys. Very, very much gratitude about like these people helping me out. So yeah, you get to meet another one of the homies. You might also notice I have a shaved face. This is for a cosplay. I don't go this deep in for every cosplay, but the photos ended up being pretty cool. So I'm grateful. If you think I look 19 right now, screw you. I'm a 30-plus-year-old dude. So yeah, oh well. But guys, thank you for signing on to this episode of Questing with Quadfather. There'll be more episodes to come, more fun to come. Look forward to hearing more about San Japan in like a week or so. Check out these cool photos of cosplayers. Meet the homie Alex and and of course, like look forward to some cool rowing videos and footage and seeing all this episodes that's going on. But yeah, guys, signing off for right now, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.
Hey everyone, this is Alex, friend of John, aka the Quadfather, a man who I'm proud to call my best friend. And he asked me to make this video just to give some background about him and myself. And he did ask me a couple weeks ago, so this is late, but you get what you pay for. So I've known John since we were kids, and you know, something that can surprise you about people you grow up with is how they change over time. You know, he's not just that guy I played Smash Bros with all those years ago, but he's grown and developed himself into an expert in his field. In this case, personal training, fitness, and the biomechanics of the body. I remember several instances where he just whipped out some specialty knowledge that surprised the heck out of me, but the example would be when we were walking one time, going to the movies, and suddenly my knee acted up from an old injury. It just slid out of place, kind of felt some crippling pain, and I couldn't even pretend to walk right. But what John did, he just took a look at it, asked me to demonstrate the issue a couple times, walk back and forth, and in under 30 seconds, recommended an exercise that helped stretch my knee at a 90-degree angle, and my kneecaps slid back into place and the pain was gone, just like that. So it's, you know, a testament to how much he has worked on himself, both in his, you know, certifications and outside of them. That's really pushed him to be the personal trainer that he is today. So, you know, whether you met him through a Facebook ad, one of those anime conventions, or maybe you were recommended by a friend, I definitely recommend checking him out. You know, see how he can help you be the best person you can be. And yeah, hope to see you around at one of his community gym events. Bye.